This is my 1000th video on YouTube, so I wanted to make this video special. By the title, you guys can see this video is about how I paid off my house in 3 years and how I paid it off before the age of 30. It's your host with the most, Paul Cantu, and once again, thank you guys for joining me for my 1000th YouTube video. This is crazy. It basically means that I spent around 3 years of my life just editing and dropping and shooting YouTube videos, okay? So that is insane, legit. Just the number of days that equate to 1,000 uploads is about 3 years. So anyways, I appreciate all you guys who have been with me since I started this channel, which is in 2012 to now the new year of 2023 when I am actually shooting this video. And because this is my 1000th video, I wanted to make it special and try and at least benefit you guys who are watching this, who want to be in a position of being financially free, who want to either save up to purchase a house, save up to purchase anything, or just try and be a little bit more financially literate so that you're not constantly stuck chasing the bag like a mouse or a hamster on a wheel, if you will. So basically, this is my journey. If you guys have been following me, I started in 2012 with the dream of being a YouTuber. So I started making prank videos when I was in high school, and then I transitioned into this channel in 2012 once I graduated high school, and I really wanted to go down a thrifting journey, finding cool clothes to keep. I never really wanted to sell any of them, but it did become a business eventually. And to get you guys caught up to the story of where I actually wanted to purchase a house, it was the year 2018, and I was in a pretty low spot in my life, I'm not gonna lie. I was going out like to clubs, to bars, spending a ton of money just drinking. I wanna say hanging out with the wrong people, in a bad relationship, just overall in a bad place in my life. And then I did come across the work of Dave Ramsey, who is a financial YouTuber. I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar, and he's super big about not being in debt. At that time, I've always been a frugal boy, so I basically was not, purchasing any crazy cars. I had like an old Police Interceptor Charger from 2009 that I definitely pulled up behind people and scared the living daylights out of them at any and all times. But at that time in my life, I was paying around $1,800 in rent for a pretty, I would say, upscale apartment, if you will. And I just was realizing that I was paying $1,800 a month, just washing money basically down the drain, or investing money in something that I didn't own. I really wasn't saving up too much or super focused on making and saving money. I was just going out, partying, and I don't know, dude. I guess everyone could or should have that experience, maybe just to have the contrast in their life of what they want and what they don't. But I was at that place and I was like watching Dave Ramsey, and he was talking about getting out of debt, owning property. And so I was like, man, I'm spending all this money on rent. I could spend less theoretically on a mortgage. Obviously, I live in Houston, Texas. If you're new to me, you would not know that if you just stumbled across this video somehow in the algorithm. What's up? But I live in Houston, Texas, so I started searching for a home in 2018 when I got out of that relationship, and I really just wanted to start on a positive note and focus my life on, once again, building up my financial literacy and purchasing a home. So I did come across this house, which I'm currently in 2019. And I actually signed the dotted line to purchase this house, and I got it on November 7th of 2019. Now, I did get this house before pandemic pricing, and I was able to save up enough for a down payment by, as I previously mentioned, being frugal. So I never bought a car new in my entire life, okay? I was spending money on like shoes and fashion. I kind of cut that out of my life after I ended that relationship. So I really was just finding all my clothes at the thrift store. I was making like, I want to say a quarter of my income on YouTube. So I've been a YouTuber for 10 years, but it never has been really a substantial part of my earnings. Basically, the most I've ever made on YouTube is like the median US income, which is like $48,000, which to some of you guys, I know like is a good amount of cash, but that literally is my best year on YouTube. So a lot of times people are like, oh, you're a YouTuber, that's how you paid off your house so quickly. You're like a poppin' influencer. I mean, my beginnings are written in stone on this channel. You can go back to my first video. I was just a normal ass kid who graduated high school. But basically, I leveraged being an influencer to start a business, which was selling vintage clothes, which I originally got in just to dress myself. Then people wanted some of the items I would find in thrift stores, so I started selling those clothes. And basically, in 2019, sorry to trying to make this concise, but in 2019, I did come across this house. It was $257,000. I bought it for, I think, 250K, or it might have been 263 and I bought it for 257. I don't even remember at this time, but I dropped 50,000 or 57,000. So I had a loan of $200,000 on my name. So I had never been in debt in my life up to this point. And being a YouTuber slash anyone in the social media sphere, this shit is unpredictable as hell. Like, I've had the highest of highs, the lowest of lows, spikes, dips, crests and troughs and all that. So basically I was like, man, I do not ever want to be stuck in a position where I owe money or have money over my head, where I owe money on a house and I don't know how to pay it if everything were to go left, and if Google just somehow changed their algorithm right now, or if they just were like, hey, we don't want to really pay YouTubers. Luckily, my business kind of did back that up, but nothing is written in stone when you are your own business owner and you are an entrepreneur. So at that point, I really honed in on saving, okay? So I cut out buying a ton of new pairs of shoes, really buying anything to spoil myself. My 2 cars that I have currently, I paid $2,000 for and then $5,000 for, which I did look up on some good deals. And I just quit going out. I quit drinking. I quit spending money frivolously on stupid ass shit, for lack of a better term. And I just focused on saving and putting the pedal to the metal and grinding out my business, which of course was finding vintage clothes and selling vintage clothes. And that's why I want to shout out today's video sponsor, thriftheavenvintage.com, my own website. If you guys want vintage clothes, go check me out on there. You keep the lights on, literally, and y'all literally did help me pay off a house. So I started a series where I owed $35,000 on my house, and you guys saw me build up to that nest egg of money. And with that money, I am proud to say that on October 18th, 2022, I did pay off my entire house. Bring out that money counter. Money count, money count. Bring out that money counter. Now, real quick, I'm just gonna roll the clip of the day I actually did pay off my home. So I'm at the bank right now, about to pay off my house. So I know that this challenge was to earn 35,000, but I already had a bunch stacked up. So what I actually owed was $164,582.02, and so the 35 contributed to that to reach the full amount. And so I pulled up to the bank early and they're closed, so I'm about to send 164K to another bank out of my bank. It's so nerve-wracking, but hey man, I can sleep with the house over my head. That is mine, and we're so fresh out the event that I still have all the gear loaded up in there. So this is amazing. I'm blessed, and thank y'all. That was one of the craziest days of my life. It felt super weird wiring pretty much all of my savings. Like, at that time, I legit had 6K in my account, which is the lowest it had been in damn near 10 years. So that was absolutely nuts. But I just want to make this video to show you guys it is possible. I legit was just a kid with a dream at 18 years old, and now I am completely debt free and I have no worries whatsoever about what will happen to me. A major change in my life was when I found out my girlfriend was pregnant, and I was like, dude, if I were to die, my son will not be straight. I do not want to die and have my girl and my son have to try and fend for themselves. So that really did push me to make me want to be able to pay off this house. And then it also does allow me the freedom to likewise not be just pursuing money throughout the entire rest of my life. So having this major milestone accomplished in my life at the age of 29, which I currently am. I legit wanted to pay off this house at 28, but I paid it off at the age of 29, 15 days after my birthday. It just allows me the freedom to kind of pursue what I want on my YouTube channel, in my life, and then likewise be able to spend the time with my son without having something in the back of my head being like, hey, you need to go earn all this money. So that's theoretically what I say. I have always been a grinder. I've always been a dreamer, and I always want to push to more goals and more things. But I legit remember telling myself, man, once my house is paid off, I'm straight. That's basically the end of it. And then, like all humans, now I want to pursue other things. But I will tell you guys, if push comes to shove and the economy were to collapse right now, I am 100% straight. So I always have been preparedness minded, and that really did aid in my intention to have this house paid off. Because if the economy were to collapse today, if there were to be all types of social strife and shit were to hit the fan in whichever ways, the banks didn't have your money, at the end of the day, no one can come here and be like, yo, this is mine. The bank does not own my crib. I own my crib. I own my cars. And that feeling is so damn good. Like, I never even realized it till I'm making this video that, like, this shit is mine, bruh. This house is mine. This home is mine. And I am able to basically build a future here with my family, and that is awesome. So yeah, just to break down, I know I'm blessed to live in Houston. I know I'm blessed to buy this house before pre-COVID pandemic high-level pricing. And I do know all the like investment financial bros would be like, yo, it's smarter to invest your money. You can make 8% return and you had a 3% interest rate. But at the end of the day, man, the only thing that's guaranteed is paying off your crib. The stock market, you don't know what's going to happen with it. So that basically is why I had to hone in on this mission and accomplish it. But yes, so basically my words of wisdom for anyone who's in the position is don't spend your money on stupid stuff. In my opinion, I think buying new cars is super dumb. I think just purchasing cars is really dumb because I used to be in that mind state when I was younger where I thought, oh, I need to impress people. I need to have a cool car. I need to have the coolest clothes, the coolest shoes. It's kind of like a young man's mentality. And now that I'm a little bit older, I've come to realize that it's not about impressing other people because at the end of the day, no one really gives a damn about you whatsoever. Everyone's too focused on themselves. At the stoplight, they see a cool car, then the light turns green, they forget about you. So why would you invest all that money? You might be like, oh, it's for myself, it's for myself. I don't know, bruh. All I can say is it could be for yourself, but you could have $100,000 car you owe money on, or you could have a house. Like, it's a no-brainer in my opinion. But yeah, at the end of the day, I just want to thank you guys obviously for this journey. I hope this video was like comprehensive and it kind of made sense. I don't know if I really got down the brass tacks of things, but thank you guys for the support. I've been doing this 10 freaking years. Hopefully this has been motivation in some way. And yeah, thank you. Until next time, live the dream, eat that ice cream. I know I wasn't as crazy, but this is some real ass grown man shit. Peace.
Killing these songs, leaving a bloody life I roost to. And I'm in it to win it, so I'm somebody that you should get used to.